never short of the perfect. Steady dripping sauce, young, keeping the tongue wet. But buzzing with the honey, sitting king with a throne, yeah. I leave a body while your nigga ain't home, yeah. He fucked up, so I let him fuck nigga go. You did your big one, I'm still doing bigger dough. Played you the ball to score, but you dropped it. Wasn't in his plan, so of course my guy blocked it.
It's the way you walk and the way you stare. Never mind my tear. Then I think I'm out of his love. Made me wanna lose control.
Diddy kitty, I'm back up on the market. Picking a player pocket, I'm about to have him starving. Taking the loops, knocking boots, my body rocking. Never the two, I'm the one, so nigga stop it. Yeah, karma finna pay me stacks. I know your new trick, watching, so relay this back. Finna have it don't lock like a chokehold.
I don't got no time for a bro code.
Let me go, but I'm let to go. Let go, but I'm let to go. Let go, but I'm let to go. Let go, but I'm let to go.
Yeah, and that's on Lil Mo. Hey you! Come here right quick. Facebook has done something it's never done before. They've given their creators the cheat code to get all the tea on who's following them. I'm finna show you how we are cracking the system. It's Oliver Twix here, back with another Twix tip on how to be a successful content creator on Facebook. Making money doing what you love as a creator is all about the customer. And in the digital space, it's the follower. I'm going to share some tips for reviewing your insights on professional dashboards, specifically followers. So get out your pen and paper. Head over to Professional Dashboard and click the Insights tab to access your insights. Today, we're going to only focus on follower insights. Now listen, you must have at least 100 followers that are not also your friends in order to learn more about your audience. These metrics here include net followers, which is the number of new followers minus the number of unfollows during a specified time period. Now, my personal fave is age and gender, which tells the estimated age and gender distribution across your audience. Listen, Professional Dashboard has all the steps on what it takes to be a monetized creator on Facebook. Now it's time you get to moving by creating content that gets you started on the right path. And I'll see you soon. Mwah.
Don't forget to get your Queen of the Ring merch at QOTRmerch.com.
What's up, guys? My name is Sam, and this is
Oliver Twix.
and we are from season 5 of Netflix's The Circle here at the Bumble headquarters in New York City, and this is
The Cocktail Hour.
so boom, we're gonna take the picture.
All right.
First thing we're gonna do is take the Bumble OG, so we have to put 4.
Puntos.
Wow. Oh no, I tripped, I fell.
Oh!
Next, we're gonna take the Bumble XO, 4 and 4.
4. Oh my God! Here we go.
What if I gotta sneeze? Like, ha!
Okay, just a little one.
Achoo. Sous chef, 1 cup of orange juice.
On it!
Sous chef.
Yeah.
1 cup of passion. Well, no, that's a half a cup of passion juice.
On it.
We're gonna add a 1/4 cup of lime juice.
On it.
Wow. Now mix it. Throw it in a circle.
Ow.
Throw it in a circle. Ow. Okay.
I love the color. It's
So
like a
now-
sunset.
We have to top it with the grenadine. Ooh, look at that. So we need a lime, or orange, and then some cherries. Wow.
Beautiful.
And then lastly,
A cherry.
I'm gonna name this drink a glass of poor decisions, because I'm sure I'm gonna do a lot of that after I drink this cup.
That is really good.
That is so good. Thank you, Bumble.
Thank you so much, Bumble.
Bumble, the greatest of all time.
Everybody go. Everybody go. Everybody go.
Ain't gon' get a line, but it's better celebrate. Play it one time, you gon' play again and again. Come one, come all, from oldest to ten. CWIS is the winner. Ha!
Happy Monday morning, everybody. What's going on? It's Oliver Twix here, your nerd boy cutie reporting.
I can't hear
duty
anything.
To do the Lord's work. You can't hear me? You can't hear me? Yeah. Can you hear me? Can y'all hear me? Wait, what's going on? Hold on.
He must can't hear me, child, because I'm still talking.
Hear
Let me mute myself. Hold
Can you hear
on.
me? It may be me. Can y'all hear me? Hello? Is it Q? Does Q got me fucked up? Who is it, y'all? Is it me or is it Q? You know, when you're dealing with slow country Bama bitches. Oh, he heard that. Slow country Bama bitches is crazy. Mhm. I can't hear you.
I said, "What's up, bitch?"
Oh, happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Happy mother freaking Monday.
I love the low key coordination we have going on with the orange hats.
Well, mine is red, but thank you, babes.
Oh, it looks what? It looks orange from over here. Not too much.
Girl, you started with giving me a lot. You started with giving me a lot.
Ain't it crazy? It's just the spirit has just jumped. It's just the spirit has jumped up, and now everybody.
Girl, I want the spirit to calm down.
Don't.
It's been a long weekend. We usually start this thing off by saying, "How was your week?" and "How was your weekend?" But clearly, how our weekend has been everywhere. So we're just gonna skip all that part.
Are we?
Child, it's been a lot going on. I feel like I'm filming the damn show.
If you want to skip it, we can skip it.
Oh, well, what would you like to talk about this morning? How would you like to start the morning off?
Oh, you always know I'm down for the shit. You know I don't give a damn. You know I'm crazy. So
How was your weekend? Let's focus on these housewives. Child.
okay, so my weekend was amazing. I relaxed for the most part. Yesterday, Saturday was my mom's birthday, so that was really
Saw
cool.
that. Wow,
Yeah.
wow. Mother's Day weekend. I know your pockets are done for. Mother's Day and a birthday. I love that. Happy birthday, Mama Twix.
Yes, it was my mom's birthday. Shout out to mommy. And so I spent time with her Saturday and Sunday, which was very cool. And then I filmed videos. I just filmed some content videos with Sasha on Saturday. I had to do like a brand deal, some shit. Like I worked and it was with mommy and went to church.
Oh, how was church?
Church was lovely.
Did
The
you
children
go to,
shouted.
church where you did you get baptized or did you
I just joined. Yes,
You
I
just
just
joined.
joined.
So you have been
Vision.
going regularly?
Yes, when I'm in town, I go.
I love that. How was the fellowship there?
I enjoy it. It's really
Yeah.
nice.
I
Yeah.
actually want to go soon because I've never been. I kind of had an ignorant mindset when I was in Atlanta the first time. So the next time I'm in Atlanta, I would love to visit Bishop Allen's.
Oh yeah, they're churchy in there. They love to
Oh yeah,
shout.
I can tell they churchy. I'll be seeing the online videos. I'll be like, dance children. I love that kind of carrying on.
Ain't it's crazy?
I had a good weekend. It was
Yeah, I was.
girl.
What's that? What was
Siri.
that?
Siri.
Oh.
Very. This weekend was different for me. It had a lot going on in a lot of different areas. I had death in the family.
Oh no, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah, and dealing with grief and being at a distance with your family. Not at a distance, but I'm in California. Not like we're beefing or anything like that, but I'm in California. So to be dealing with grief alone is heavy. And just dealing with a lot of different personal things and, the things that was all over the media this weekend concerning myself. It's just a lot for me because, I don't really like a whole lot of shenanigans and carrying on. So this weekend was kind of heavy for me. Just dealing with a lot in a lot of different areas. And then I'm in school. So just trying to pass these classes on top of personal drama, on top of grief and death. So it's just been a heavy weekend for me. But you know what? I feel good today. Today's a good Monday. I woke up and I'm in good spirits. I prayed and meditated, had some breakfast, and just kind of getting my things together around here. But I'm doing good.
Well, I'm happy to hear that. I definitely wanted to check in on you on last week, considering all the things that were being said in the media about you and I. And I did check in on you just to make sure that you were okay. Because I know everybody deals with it differently,
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck.
I won't say even too much because I don't even want this to go too far. I'm at peace. I think finally I'm at peace, and I've heard closure, and I feel closure, and that's all I'm gonna say. I'm at a place now that I finally heard certain things. I can close the door. I'm at closure. I'm at peace, and I wish everybody the best. I really do.
Okay, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah. How did you enjoy Housewives this weekend? This was a good episode.
Yeah. I watched it this morning. It was really good. Well. I felt like this has been the best episode so far this season.
Yeah.
It was a really strong episode.
Okay. The best episode so far this season? Okay.
Yes. Because I felt like everybody had showed up to work this episode.
I loved Angela this episode.
Angela had it going on.
I want to share your I know you're like the captain of the Oakley Club.
Yeah,
I kind of want to share that with you this week. I was in here screaming at Angela I love when talent taps into the producing side of things and they get to like producing scenes. Mariah was really good for that. Nene is kind of good for that. So to see Angela just producing these scenes and making these girls clock in, and we'll dive more into it as the scenes go on. I was in here screaming at Angela Oakley. So shout out to Angela this episode. This was a very good episode.
Yeah, this was a very great episode for Angela again, maybe for all the wrong reasons. We'll get into it later. But yeah, Angela definitely clocked in this episode and was giving me what I needed. And I think that's what made it such an amazing episode for me as a Housewife fan. Like, it was drama. Everybody was doing something. And I'll save it for the end. But this was an amazing episode for me. Okay, so starting off this episode was Kelly and her children. Yeah, we're having that mom moment with Kelly.
Bitch. Look at the list.
Yes.
Ooh.
Ain't it crazy that he's a fan of Kelly now, y'all? Ain't it crazy? Ain't it just crazy?
She had to grow on me. She had to grow on me. I enjoy her company. We wouldn't be besties right yet, but I would enjoy like the group chat. Like, oh, we got to invite Kelly because she's a good time. But we're not besties. But I live for her and her shenanigans. But we won't be besties yet.
So, what did you think about this scene with her and her daughters?
I really enjoyed this scene. You know, I enjoy Kelly because she is so open with allowing her kids to film. So not only do we get to hear the mom's perspective, oftentimes we hear the kids' perspective, but it's been a while. You know, who has small kids? I mean, everybody be having babies, but we haven't like really had the kids talking. One thing that stood out to me in that particular scene was Kelly's oldest daughter, and one thing that I learned about her in that scene was she still has a relationship with her biological father. And that warmed my heart because I remember in the earlier scenes, I can't remember what episode, the earlier episodes where Kelly's ex-husband was fighting for custody rights for the other two kids and not necessarily her, and she kind of felt left out. So it warmed my heart to know that she actually still has a father figure in her life in some capacity, you know, and it's not to some capacity. Her real father is still currently in her life. And Kelly, even though things didn't work out with Kelly's ex-husband, she still has somebody. So that's one thing that stood out to me in that particular scene. And I love Kelly allows her kids to share their experiences. You know, even she allowed her daughter to say in that one scene when they was outside that she didn't want to be like her when she grew up. And I feel like those are honest conversations that some moms may or may not be able to handle. So to see Kelly, you know, handle this situation head on, I enjoyed it. I like this episode. I like that particular scene.
Yeah, I like Kelly in mom role. I think it's a great side of her to see on this show. It's an amazing aspect to have on the show, seeing someone be a mother. And in the way that she does it, she's very involved. And I enjoy how she allows, you know, the space for her kids to express themselves and join in on the conversation in a respectable way, you know, that seems healthy and not, you know, antagonistic towards the dad. You know, they're just sharing their truths and what their experiences are. So I think that's lovely, and I love Kelly. I love Kelly so much. I think she's dope. And so the next thing that happens is this messy ass motherfucking dinner between Shamia,
Mess.
Ralph,
Ooh.
and
Now,
then Portia.
you ain't even start with Shamia first. You just start with the mess.
Let's just start with the mess. We're just gonna start with the mess, okay? Q, what was your reaction to seeing this dinner, this messy dinner with? Why do I always forget Ralph's name? I always forget his name, but Ralph, Shamia, and Portia. First started off with Shamia and Ralph talking about this podcast. So it's Shamia's fault why we have this podcast with Ralph in the basement. Shamia's fault.
Well, I thought he had a little YouTube show, so he got a YouTube show and a podcast. So he down there got that little basement working. One thing that surprised me about this scene was I never knew Shamia was included in the scene because according to social media, they always made it seem like it was just Portia and Ralph out having drinks. So to get a little backstory on why they met up, I guess was kind of cool, but it also made, I guess it made Shamia look a little messy because neither one of them knew that the other one was coming, so they say. But behind the scenes, I'm thinking like, y'all ain't stupid. I think the other one knew. However, I had so many emotions running through my mind when I was watching the scene because it's like, one is payback, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, Petty Portia is wanting to make Drew feel a certain type of way with filming with her husband. So I already knew that it's messy on one side, but on the other side, let's see what he's talking about. Let's get down to the tea. I feel like Shamia, if we gonna spill some tea, let's bring Portia in and let's really figure out what's going on. Portia is showing the text message because it was just so much going on in the scene. I guess I'm kind of skipping around. Portia and the text message. That was do you feel like Portia kind of put 10 on 2 when it came to Drew having intercourse or trying to exchange her services for? Do you feel like she kind of put a little bit on that?
Yeah, I feel like Portia was doing a lot with the text messages. Like,
I feel like she was purposely trying to make Ralph mad and trying to, create and spin a narrative. I feel like she was pulling a Drew. She was lying a little bit. The text messages could have been what they were, but I felt like the way she was delivering it was like, girl.
Which is like, yeah, we talking about shade and being petty and stuff like that. But like on some real shit for another woman to do that to another woman, like girl, it's another thing not to like me, but it's another thing to show my baby daddy, my soon to be ex-husband some shit, some shit to call some shit and our shit. That's a lot.
That whole scene was a lot.
Cause Ralph still got to go back to his house with this lady, and so like, what if Ralph really thought, she was having something with Dennis or was trying to have something with Dennis?
He done went back to the house acting crazy.
Who knows?
I wonder what was filming like, or what was the tension in that house like once he received that news and had to go back down home to the basement. That's what we want to see. We want to see Ralph, and I hope it comes up later. But I don't believe in real life it's gonna come up 3, 4, 5 days later. I don't know, because I guess I'm just a hot head, as y'all can see. I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna address it in a moment. Like, I was just out having dinner, and so and so. They showed me some texts, and yeah, run that. I need you to explain yourself.
I was a little disappointed in Portia in this moment. I was disappointed in Shamia too.
I was disappointed in Shamia. I expect Shamia.
I was like, Shamia.
She had to pull a little messy moves. She had to, she's so well-rounded. She had to prove she can be a little messy too. And this was her moment. This was definitely Shamia's moment to be messy. Speaking of Shamia and Portia have a little tension fly or start to spark at the table regarding them two.
Yes, they do. This is when we first see the tethering of their friendship. But I do want to talk about Shamia being messy right quick before we go on to her and Portia.
What's your thoughts on Shamia being messy?
Yo, I was like, Shamia, like...
So let's first start off by saying she invited the other one, and then tell them that
okay,
messy number one.
Okay, here we go. Let me unpack this. I feel like the conversation between Shamia and Ralph about a podcast is bullshit.
Me too, because we never heard of no Ralph and Shamia podcast.
Not to discredit Shamia and whatever knowledge and expertise she may have in the field, but I know Shamia. I won't say me and her not friends, but I know her. We've spoken. Shamia ain't no damn podcast expert. She ain't no bitch. She will pick up the phone and be like, "Oh, Shamia, tell me about the podcast industry." Yeah, girl, here you go. Let me run it down. I just don't see Shamia being that person. So I feel like the whole premise of them getting together and Ralph coming to Shamia to talk about a podcast is bullshit. It's bullshit. And then, of course, it just so happens that Shamia is going to call in reinforcements from Portia to be a witness, just to be a conduit to ask Ralph questions about Drew, i.e., was she cheating on you? Bringing up the whole Ty situation. Like, miss me with, this was just us getting together talking about a fucking podcast with Ralph and Shamia.
And it looked like when Shamia, because they did it like a flashback, it looked like Ralph had a show with two other guys. I don't know who the two guys were. Looked like Sanya's husband and somebody. But it looked like Shamia was a guest on the show. It didn't look like they had a podcast together. The way they were wording it was make it seem like they had a podcast together. Shamia looked like she was just a guest on the YouTube show.
Them saying Ralph was coming to Shamia about advice on the podcast is fucking hilarious.
Good job production. Good job production, but we see you.
Good job. That was horrible.
Good job production, but we see you. We had to find a way to make this scene make sense. So y'all find a lie. Dig, find something.
And so I just squint because up until this moment, I can't recall Shamia and Drew ever having any run-ins with each other. But now with Shamia having this meeting with Ralph and Portia, and the things that got said at that table are now said and seen on the show, that's like Shamia kind of involving herself in that fiasco, no? Am I looking too deep into it?
No, because that's exactly what happens.
Yes, like y'all wasn't meeting about no fucking podcast. Like, stop it.
Let's see if we hear or see about the podcast for the remainder of the season.
Well, it looked like it must have came true because the nigga ain't he online with his podcast talk about the basement. But what is it? What he got going
that's
on?
why I was confused because I know he did the TV shows and not TV shows. I know he did the vlogging, but I didn't know he did like a sit down with a mic and a podcast type situation. Even the show that I saw him on with the guys, that's not a podcast. I didn't see any mics. The flashback was quick. Maybe I'm.
You know, people use podcasts just to say we on camera talking.
Deuces, girl. Deuces.
Yeah.
I want people to start putting the right name on stuff. Call yourself a professional out here.
This isn't on the show, but I think it'd be nice to segue. I'm gonna do a better job at clipping this week.
Well, we got surprise me.
Yeah. 1 second, I'm finna pull it down. But I saw it in the comments. I was like, ooh, this may be fun.
Is it Ralph's YouTube page? We finna go
No. We're not venturing over to Ralph's YouTube page.
Down to the basement.
And get me from out of there. He don't even want to be down there. So why would I want to go join him? Nene and Cynthia had a sit-down interview that aired on Nene's YouTube channel.
I enjoyed that.
You saw it.
I did. I love my godmama. I love Nene. So, I was all up in that thing.
I didn't watch it. What happened? Tell me about it.
So the girls have reunited, and it seems like they've been friends offline.
Okay, good.
And that was refreshing to hear. They just kind of went down memory lane, discussed a few things. They talked about when Cynthia called Peter a bitch, and they laughed about that. Same thing, how we do, just reminisce about old times and what happened, what didn't happen. Let's see some of the topics that came up. Nene was referring to, she discussed Greg and just how he was pretty much the love of her life, and just how it's been hard dating since Greg. And then the guy she was dating, I can't remember his name. I do know he's from Charlotte, North Carolina. He has the soup store, the really, really sharp old dressing man. But anyway, she was just
Yanni.
Yeah, she was discussing how Yanni helped her overcome dealing with Greg's grief. But I can still tell it's a little friction there. But I can still tell Nene still likes Yanni a little bit. But back to Nene and Cynthia. Let's see what stood out. Cynthia looked amazing, first of all. Oh, and Cynthia has a wine line. I mean, not a wine line. She has a new liquor line. I think that's pretty dope. But Cynthia has always delved in like spirits, because I remember she had the Orange Seagrams deal a couple of years ago. Nene has a liquor line out as well. I don't know the names of them, but she was sipping on hers and Cynthia was sipping on hers. Let's see, what did they discuss in the show? They were just discussing like how the new school girls pretty much come in made up, done up, and can follow the blueprint of what they've done for the past decade, pretty much, and how they pretty much was on the show in they Ross and Marshall's wigs and clothes. So they were just talking about how the show has grown and just how Cynthia is still around. I was reading online, and a lot of people were saying that Nene, and I want to ask you, where is the damn Nene and Sierra show? Look at your face. Where is the Nene and Sierra show? People were saying online that Cynthia threw Nene a bone to help her save this show, because, people are saying that Nene wasn't going to be consistent, so Cynthia is still on Housewives right now. And so, she has the bigger platform. So they were saying that Cynthia threw Nene a bone. But I also can.
Are we talking about Nene and Cynthia on the bone or Sierra in the podcast? You just
It's
confused.
both. It's
Okay.
both. Because I do want to know where is the show, because the Nene Leak show is continuing to go on.
It ain't here. Me and my homegirl, they done sat down.
She been pushing that lately, and she ain't been pushing me and my homegirl, but they was on the Tamron Hall show. They did like a whole press run for that show. And they did what, 2 episodes? 3 episodes?
3 or 4, maybe.
And so we'll get back to Nene and Cynthia, but that was gonna be my question when you first even brought that up. But that was your lips are sealed. So yeah, one thing I can say though is, even though I read that online, Cynthia did give Nene Leakes her flowers and just how far she's coming. Because Nene has always wanted a talk show, and even though it's on YouTube, I think she was happy to be there. And then just 2 old friends catching up. They've been through the ups and downs. I'm just glad to hear that they still cool.
Are you talking in your mic? I thought I saw you with your mic earlier. No.
And I couldn't get it together. We'll try again later. No, I'm not talking in my mic. Do I sound far away?
No, I just feel like I hear a bunch of air.
I got fans on and everything else right here.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Somebody asked about it in the comments, and so I just wanted to ask you about it. I didn't watch it.
Mm-hmm. Good little hour watch. They want to keep going.
Gotcha, but that's cute though. Good for them. Good for them. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Nene. So Kelly and Angela meet at one of Angela's investment properties to catch up about the fallout from the Bailey Q, where everyone was getting on Angela, right? And so Angela wants to know, Kelly, what the fuck did you say? And Kelly's like, I don't want to be at odds with Angela. Q, what was your reaction to this scene?
I enjoyed this scene. Let me look over my notes. What I enjoyed the most, I enjoyed the house show, and that was really cute. It was good. It's good to hear Angela be transparent about her being in debt with all 4 of these houses. She said she's $2 million in debt. So I felt like that was really good to see. One thing I enjoyed about this scene, though, Angela stood on business when it came to Kelly, and she basically kind of called her to the carpet about, just where they are in their behavior. I mean, Kelly's behavior, as far as what happened with Portia, and she just kind of ran their friendship down. And I just feel like it was very bossy of Kelly of Angela, because in my opinion, she could have been a real bitch, but I feel like she handled it like a boss. Like they sat there and they had a conversation about the comments they've been making about her husband and everything else. So I feel like she made the girls clock in too. I feel like in this scene, she was starting to, okay, we want to talk about me. I'm going to tell you what's going on with Portia and Shamia. Like, she was starting to, okay. I felt like in this moment is when I was starting to, like, jump up and down for Angela. Because, yes, she handled her business. But at the same time, let me get y'all girls together real quick.
Yeah, Angela stirred the pot like a motherfucker in this scene. Oh, my God. I was like, Angela.
Yeah, she said, yo, bitch, y'all have activated the beast. Let me show y'all what time it is. I've been trying to keep it cute. Y'all talk about my husband. So let me go ahead and clear. Let me say this. What I mean by clearing it up, I love how she ran down the Whitney Williams story. I loved how she ran down the Whitney Williams story, because that article is still out. I did Google it today. Like, though, that was an interview, and that was actually a thing that happened between her and Wendy Williams. So, for the people like, me that want to make sure shit for real, you know what I'm saying? I think that was very smart of Angela to bring it to the camera in a calm way, because when Portia's saying stuff about her husband, they saying side babies and they saying all these little comments, she came and cleared it up. Like, we're not talking about my current husband having a side baby. We're talking about my old husband having a side baby. But now that I've gathered y'all about my tea, let me put all y'all tea on the table. I loved everything about it.
Yeah, Angela was working overtime in this scene, and at first I was a little disgusted, because I would prefer if she remained in a, in a more righteous position. But yeah, I was like, but you know what? I'm enjoying the mess, Angela. Like, yeah, ask the questions. And I think also too, because Angela is so soft spoken and very delicate in how she speaks, it makes the mess even a little bit more enjoyable because Angela really comes off so authentic, right? And I think you see in this episode how she's able to kind of charm these girls to get to like talk to her. But Angela is messy. Angela is messy. But I enjoy it. I really enjoy it. Shout out to Miss Oakley because somebody gotta start doing something.
Somebody got to clock in because
somebody.
this next scene, if we had a full episode of scenes like this next scene.
Are you talking about Miss Juicidor, right?
Oh, I thought I had Brit on my paper. Brit.
Oh no, we're gonna talk about Drew for a little bit and her therapy scene. So Drew had called somebody on the phone and was telling them about what she was going through. And only thing I have to say about this is, honestly, Drew, I get you, but you brought all this on yourself. Like, these are your decisions, and your decisions have had consequences. Like, you could have had your project produced by anybody in Atlanta. There are so many qualified and potentially, realistically, more qualified people that you could have gotten to help you with your project. You went and got Dennis. And even if you had the most
credible producer or a startup producer, bitch, you went and started mess.
Yeah, and it's like, it's not, and for me, let me give her the benefit of the doubt and say, you know, Dennis was a great option. But honestly, after you went through, which you should have went through the mental process of his baby mama, the show, their drama, your involvement, and the potential chaos of it all, one would think that would make you backtrack and be like, I don't even want to go down that route. So, like, even though this may be stressful, Drew, please understand that this stress honestly has been brought on by your actions. This episode, I finally saw the victim mentality that people be talking about with Drew. You know, and I don't want to join the bandwagon, but it's like, okay, yeah, like, be tired, feel bad. But I also, it would be cool to hear you say, I understand I brought this on myself. Like, I made decisions that brought me here. What do you think about it?
You know, honestly, I forgot about that scene. I didn't even have no notes on it. Drew seems to be falling flat, like Brit seems to be falling flat. Like, they're not really memorable, honestly. So, yeah, I don't have any notes for that scene.
Damn. What'd you think about it, though? Like, what's you?
I'm glad she's in therapy.
Yeah.
And that's good for her. I'm glad she has somebody to talk to. Her and Robson has got a lot going on.
Yeah.
And I guess I'll add this. I don't know but how the hell did they get in the court documents that they can't tell their kids about the divorce?
Don't it just feel like it's just more and more stuff just come out that's going on?
So much going on, you can't keep up. That's why I don't have no notes. Because when my family was going through a divorce, like, and we were older than them, of course, but it was, I don't know, that didn't make sense to me. And why? I feel like when you don't tell them, and I understand you're trying to protect them, right? But it's only so much or only so far that's going to go.
Yeah.
Eventually, one day you're going to have to tell them the truth.
Yeah. I feel like Drew is lying about something. You know, it's something that she doesn't want the world to know about because the movements just feel so covert. You know, like she's trying to hide something.
And then this goes back to last week's episode when they had the court unsealed the case.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like, I just want Drew to wake up. You know, I think when it comes to Drew would get a better reaction from us if she took ownership of the shit that she's also like done. You know, like just take ownership. Just take ownership. It's just stop acting like it's just not you. You know,
it's very still. It's very still.
Yeah.
if Drew don't step it up, I want this to be Drew last season.
Oh, I don't know if I can go there just yet about Drew.
It's just not what we used to. I guess because I'm going down a old school. I literally started from season 1, Atlanta deep dive of old Housewives, and Drew just don't give me Housewives. It's just regular schmegler.
I like Drew. She's grown on me. On to this baby right here. So Brit Edie meets up with her husband, everybody, and they are talking about the ongoings and what's been going on.
Talking about nothing.
You feel that way, honestly?
We're still discussing the sister, and then they didn't even show the dinner scene between the sister and the husband,
which I thought was a huge missed opportunity.
That was the juice we wanted to see. We don't want to see Brit and her husband in the kitchen talking about it. We want to see the man and the lady actually out there having dinner and having a conversation.
I agree. I totally agree. I thought flashing to it was not enough.
Carlos King would have flipped that thing. He would have flashed to them talking about it in the kitchen. He would have showed the sit down, because that's what the drama and the juice is. We don't seen Brit and her husband in the. I literally have my notes blocked. Like that whole scene was just like a waste.
Yeah.
That's dry.
I thought it was a waste for them to tell us they made up and not show us they made up. I would have rather the scene.
Y'all did.
Yeah, I would have rather watched them make up and hear them talk it out and experience that versus be told they made up. It took so much wind out of the sail I thought was being put up for Brit in her storyline. I thought the inclusion of her family was just so genius. And I'm like, okay, we get to see more of this chaos. You know, I want to get, and we get to see the husband finally do something outside of just be her pillow, storyline pillow.
But I had a whole production crew to go over there and film that.
Or could it be that the family isn't interesting like that? Because why would they have a whole camera crew go over there and film a scene and not show it? Could it be that the scene was not good enough to show?
Well, hell, they should have had Brit pop up at the scene or something.
You can't predict that if you already,
We just needed more.
Filming.
Just the scene was just flat. Like all of Brit's
Yeah.
all of her personal scenes be in the kitchen. And in a different damn kitchen, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. This scene, I don't know. I just put blah. And that's why I said earlier about this next scene, like if we had an entire show of this next scene, but it was Drew. But I was referring to this scene because it just was flat. I was just like, okay, let me go pour a cup of wine real quick. Well, I've watched it this morning, so let me pour some damn orange juice or coffee. Like I needed a break.
I think Brit is the number one spot for who may not be coming back next season. Wait, hold on. Speaking of not coming back next season, did you see where they announced that the Real Housewives of New York and New Jersey are being paused?
I thought they'd been New Jersey been paused.
Yeah, but like they officially have said it. Like Bravo
so
has
basically they're not
officially
coming
said
back because they've been saying pause for like 2 years now.
Because the Real Housewives of Dubai were put on pause earlier this year.
They don't need to come back.
I really enjoyed that show. I thought Dubai was excellent.
I did not like Dubai.
I like Dubai. I really did.
I didn't get into it enough, but I didn't really care for it.
Yeah.
But I love New Jersey. Did you watch New Jersey?
I never watched New Jersey.
You did it?
Never.
Oh my! When I tell you that New Jersey was good, it's like Atlanta because because them heifers over there they so hot headed they will slap you. they like mob wives. They like so quick tempered they will put hands on you. But they family, so it's kind of okay. So like that's kind of how New Jersey got started up because a lot of them are actually family.
Yeah.
And it just kind of spread out. So I enjoy New Jersey so much. That's why I know like they've been on hold for like 2 years.
Yeah. And so the internet was just talking about how these housewife shows are like being
Wrapping up.
paused.
Wrapping up.
Yeah. And
Are we
like,
coming to the end of an era?
are we coming to an end of an
Of
era? I think we are.
they
And
probably get about 5 more years.
the only reason why I don't even think that, because look, they rebooted Real Housewives in New York 3 years ago, and they only got 2 seasons out of them, and now they are paused.
I'm
Which
currently
we know Bravo doesn't like to use the word cancel. They like to say paused or break.
just
I,
say it's
I,
over
I,
with.
but I like that Bravo did that though. Like, they don't say we cancel or
We
we canceled the
paused.
show. We paused it. That's so kind.
Because we
Or-
can press play at any moment.
Right. Or she's not fired. She's on a break right now.
Not a
Now
baddie.
some breaks are indefinite, but a break nonetheless.
Not a baddie timeout. That's silly.
Also, too, I feel like they're experimenting with new types of programming, i.e., Next Generation New York.
Yeah. And speaking of Jersey, I am excited to see that show because Teresa Giudice is going to be on there with her daughter. I don't know which daughter, but I do know Teresa Giudice is going to be on there. I think it's her daughter that starts with an M. I can't remember her name, but she's feisty.
Yeah, I'm not into it like that.
The kids. Cynthia Bailey's gonna. Well, I mean, not Cynthia. Candy's gonna be on there with her daughter. I would love to see them go to another city and do it too.
Yeah, I think they should come to Atlanta. Allure should be on it with Heavenly. I think that'd be genius.
That
That would be so
would be
funny.
good.
That would be so funny. I brought all of this up to say, getting it back to Housewives of Atlanta. Do you think our girls may be in danger because we see these other cities and these other shows getting paused and shelved? Could Atlanta be suffering the same fate if they don't get it together soon?
Literally, I feel like the only thing, and I hate to sound like a broken record like the rest of the world, because for a long time I kind of just knew, like, y'all, like, it's not gonna happen, like, it's not possible, like, too much has happened. The only way I feel like our HOA will be saved if Nene Leakes returns. There's just point blank, period. For years, I've never said that. At this point, in order for the entire peach to be turned upside down, they will have to allow Nene Leakes to return. But because so much damage has been done, I don't think that'll happen. I mean,
Yeah.
they can reconcile, right? They can have reconciliation meetings. I don't think it's gonna happen though.
You don't think what's gonna happen? Nene will come back on the show.
She tried to sue the network. It ain't even just about her and Andy.
Oh, but she's back in good graces with NBC Universal, and NBC Universal is the top of all of that.
Got to put in a lot of work. We'll see. I mean, and I feel like her doing things with Cynthia Bailey, like the interview was put her in a good light to show, like, okay, she still has some friends of the shows. Because what I would love to see, if they would produce this right, because I told you I'm in a RHOA rabbit hole right now. I forgot that Shamia and Phaedra had drama.
Yeah.
And so for Shamia and Phaedra to be here this season, keep those two, keep Cynthia Bailey around, bring Nene Leakes back around, keep Angela Oakley, keep Kelly, maybe swing Marlo back around, may have to swing Sheree back down through there, possibly, or maybe a friend of. There's a way to save it, but it has to be produced right. And I feel like they're trying to run away from what everybody has been saying for years. And I just feel like, honestly, at this point, Nene's pretty much the only thing that's going to save it over there. I mean, unless you bring in a goddamn, who is powerful who in Atlanta just off mic. I mean, you're going to have to bring in
Nene Leakes.
I'm about to say, I can't even think of somebody whose energy. You can have the money and you can have the stats, or maybe even married to the hottest thing in the ATL, but when it comes to showing up, clocking in, fashion, quick with the tongue, being witty, but also being camera, all the things that the camera needs, I don't see who can fulfill those shoes.
Yeah. However, you say you don't see it being possible, but I never thought we would see Nene back on NBC Universal, and she was back on NBC Universal, I think, twice already within the last 6 months.
hosting their red carpets, which is a huge deal because she tried to sue them, and she's back with them. And also, too, y'all didn't catch this, but in last week's episode, when they did a flashback of the Bailey Q, they actually included footage of Nene Leakes talking.
I saw that.
Which, if you're tapped in, remember a couple of seasons ago, they actually went as far as to remove her from an intro that, like, they did like this thing where they showed the intro from years ago. I think they did a fast forward to now, or they did like a one from now, and they rewound it. Anyways, they showed an intro that would have been from like season 3 or 4, I want to say, maybe even 2, and they took Nene out. You could see that Nene was gone. I say all that to say the fact that they had deliberately took Nene out around the time when she was suing them, and now she's no longer suing them, and she's back doing work with NBC Universal, and they deliberately used that piece of footage from a previous Bailey Q of her in a recent episode. I feel like these could have pulled anything. I feel like these are very small
nuggets,
stepping stones towards the possibility of Nene Leakes returning back to the show.
Now that will turn it. That will turn.
Oh, that would save it. Yeah, that would save it.
That would turn it and give them at least another 5 years.
I don't know about 5 years, but at least they can go out on a high.
I think when you say when we say Housewives era is coming to an end, I feel like for all of the cities together to officially wrap would take like another 5 years. Like they couldn't just abruptly end all the seasons in like 2 years. I mean, they could pull the plug on all the damn shows by tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
New York, Jersey, and Dubai was just on air a year ago.
They ain't never been one of the top shows. Now Jersey has. I think Jersey just has so much shit going on. They ain't want to just pull the camera. Oliver, please, one day, on when you got about a week to just dive in, be quiet.
I would never have a week to
edit and just foolishness and just dive into some mess. Cut on season 1, episode 1
of Jersey. That's funny.
That's some good foolishness over there, and it's so different. You know, it's like it feeds you differently. We get a certain thing in Beverly Hills. We get a certain thing in Atlanta. Them motherfucking girls and the women in Jersey. That's like Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City is so different from Atlanta, but it's so good in its own way.
I think that the world is tired of ensemble shows, you know. Yeah, I think reality TV shows that, like, if you look at all the ensemble shows that we know of right now, all of the ones that used to be popular from TV to YouTube, all of them have a decline in viewership, you know. And you see more people talking about shows such as Baddies and, you know, all of those other types of programming. I do think there's a shift in viewership as relates to popular programming, and I think Housewives is a clear indicator. What's going on with Housewives is a clear indicator, and I honestly believe these shows are probably going to be wrapped up definitely within the next 5 years, but I think we're going to start seeing some immediate drop-offs within the next 1 to 2 years. Like, they just took Housewives of New York and Jersey off the air. Like, pause. Like, they didn't work on it. They're not trying to work on it. It's not worth the time and money to work on it. You know what I'm saying? They would rather spend money to introduce an entire new city, Rhode Island, that's coming, versus work on 2 decade plus running 2 decade plus long running shows that have showed success. They don't want to work on those. They'd rather just put those on pause and work on something else. No.
Now, who the hell is in Rhode Island?
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's some interesting things there, you know, because, you know, we said the same thing about Salt Lake City, and Mary Cosby has been one of the greatest things. Yeah. One of the greatest additions to reality TV in the last couple of years, if you ask me. But I do think the genre on a whole is coming to an end, which is why, you know, we're not going to talk about them, because I'm going to talk about them tomorrow a little bit more. I'm going live tomorrow talking about baddies. It's this type of thing. So we'll talk more about that because I know Q.
So you feel like that's the next era?
Yeah.
Like the baddie, You was about to say Q, I can't what?
I don't even know.
Oh, so you feel like the baddie?
Oh yeah, I know. I remember now. Yeah.
So you feel like the fighting is the next wave? Because everybody had wanted Reed to be a housewife at one point in time.
Yeah.
Now everybody want to duke them out. Duke them.
Yeah.
Everybody want a round. Everybody need a round. Give me that.
But that's how the pendulum swings, you know? Because before Housewives, it was Flavor of Love. It was that style of
dating
show.
shows.
It was the dating shows. It was
Love
the ratchet shows. You know, the people fighting, and then the pendulum swung all the way to the other side, and we wanted to be rich and fabulous and fancy and exclusive and high life and all the other things. Okay, now that's
now it's right in the middle. Everybody still want to be rich and fancy, but bitch, they want to fight too.
Yeah, you know they still want to fight. I don't know if that's the middle. No, I think it has swung all the way back on the other side. It's just a different version of it now. But no, it's on the other side. But no, most definitely. I think people want to see people in social experiments. They want to see people in houses and, you know, seeing dynamics, seeing people compete for something, seeing people go against each other for something.
So the real world type shows.
Yeah.
Like that.
Tournaments, games, experiments. That's what people want to see.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, because that's definitely what I'm about to tap into next. Catch.
Meeting his own.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I hope that all of the housewives listen. Do your big one. It's not meant for a long time. You know, that's just like seasons of shows. You know, you can name any show that has wrapped up. You know, it don't stay for long. So get what you can, put your money up, invest and flip it, and let's ride the next wave of entertainment.
Speaking of riding the next wave of entertainment, everybody, Pampered by Portia is here. Finally, because we've been saying in these last couple of lives and reviews, we want Portia to do something. And Q, she heard us. She heard us.
10.
I'm glad it came than not. I'm glad it's here. I'm glad she did it and versus not doing it.
She still half-assed. Some people didn't even know they was in a commercial.
Drew said, am I?
I ain't signed no contract. Am I on set? Girl, what's going on?
Am I on set?
Girl, why am I in a gown?
Yo, all I got to say is they tried to get Angela Oakley a couple of episodes ago, but Angela got them all caught up in so much shit.
Mm-hmm.
They all fighting each other now. They finna fight each other now.
It's a mess. Y'all came for the wrong one. Drink.
Oh no, them babies been terrorizing the whole live. It's been plastic. It's been cabinets. That's why I'm over here chuckling and looking. It's been cabinets and wind and fans.
It's a morning in my
flow.
House now. My boyfriend was walking around like I'm not on live.
It's just
here cooking dolls right
he's
here.
just cooking and clacking. The dog just sliding and growling. The wind just blowing and howling.
Next week I'm gonna have my mic working. Me and my boyfriend was fussing this week, so he didn't want to fix my mic. So I'm on.
Q, all you got to do is just take the cord and plug it in.
No, I have all that, and I had to go get the adapter piece. So I had to go get this piece was separate. But now, earlier I thought I could plug it in, but I got the wrong damn piece on this headphone. I have to have the circle piece, and I got this cord. So now I have to go to my car and get the adapter piece to put in here. I should have mic checked prior to, but hey.
I mean, we only been doing this every Monday.
Hey, I just got this mic, bitch.
We only been doing this every Monday.
Well, yeah, but I mean, hey, I'll be behind the mic now for a long time, so it's a good start for me to start learning now. So catch that.
Portia didn't even know she missing the bag.
Girl, okay, Portia didn't even know she was over there having a business.
Angela Oakley got the shit started this episode. Angela did her. She went around. She spoke here. She spoke there. She planted there. I don't know if she did it intentionally or not.
Yeah, she done damn
But
pissed off.
the result of it has been genius.
Mm.
It has been genius. The result of it has been so genius.
Angela pushing Shamia to open up with Portia was definitely genius, because if Angela would have never pushed Shamia to talk about those situations, she never would have.
Mm-hmm.
She never would have. She told no, bitch, y'all gonna clock in. Or I feel like it would eventually came to surface, but it would have took 10 more episodes, because they would have been both flaunting around in gowns, taking pictures.
This person down here in the comments, I see you, baby. I'm gonna talk about it tomorrow when I go live tomorrow night. I see you, cause she just keep typing. I want to give her fingers a little rest.
I can't. You want to say the question?
Oh, she keeps wanting us to talk about whatever Dario talked about, which I don't know what he talked about. I didn't consume it. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I saw it come up on my Google alerts and said, "Oh, he's talking again." But I know Q don't want to be caught up in the stuff, so I'm not going to talk about it today.
I've been caught up in it all weekend. What are you talking about?
But I don't want you, because I don't care.
You can speak however you want to speak. Shit. You the one got this thing started with me having my little Gemini film shirt on. Anyway, you decide you want to crank it, not a cow. So you can feel. I can't see the question or the comments. I don't know what's going on. But if you want to wait till tomorrow to address to do your big one, then that's cool. I actually would prefer that, because I don't want to keep pushing the envelope with anybody.
That's literally what I just said. I will wait to do it tomorrow, because I know you don't want to. Yeah, I just was telling her, I just said it out loud because she just keeps typing it, and so I wanted to give her fingers reprieve to let her know I saw it, and I'm gonna talk about it tomorrow.
So you're gonna go watch it and you're gonna talk about it?
No, I'm not gonna watch it. Why would I need to watch it?
Child, the people said you was gonna go make another video. They said he gonna say something and then Oliver gonna come back and say something.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. That's how you give it up.
Yeah, because why not?
Girl, well, y'all go ahead.
Yeah.
Y'all go ahead. Y'all go ahead.
It makes me no never mind, It's all work to me. But back to Housewives.
Angela forcing Shamia to discuss her feelings regarding Portia, in my opinion, I felt was a genius move. I have to agree with you on Angela's behalf, because they've been trying to hold Miss Oakley's feet to the fire regarding her husband. Yeah. And so, bitch, if y'all want to play this game on TV, I know T2. And so that's kind of the way the game goes in these reality streets. It's a ping pong, and we can literally do this all day, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Literally, and that's speaking to both situations. And,
I'll tell you why this episode was so fucking amazing, right? Because, first of all, we have the MVP, once the underdog, Angela Oakley, being the absolute best version of a bone carrier this show has ever seen. Setting up the mess. Pillar to post. Getting the mess stirred up just for it to culminate at this Pampered by Portia event, okay? We finally have a situation on this show. Well, another situation on this show besides the Kenya thing, where we all saw it happen in real time. Yeah. And we now all can form our own opinion about it. No one had to tell us. No one had to relay a message. Mm-hmm. And of course, there's moments of it within this mess between Shamia and Portia, with them having conversations with Angela and this person talking to Kelly and Drew and running it back. There's all of that. But nonetheless, this is a situation that happened on camera. We saw it play out. We heard it play out. And now we all can form an opinion and say, Portia's wrong because of X, Y, and Z. No. Shamia's wrong because of X, Y, and Z. No. Angela's messy because, it's a situation that we now are all a part of and now can have a conversation about and have feelings about and see the fallout. And now everyone is activated. And now we have a new layer of drama with something organic and real. Portia and Shamia going at it. They've been friends since childhood.
One thing I loved about that scene was the fabulosity of it all. Seeing them land on that damn floor, even though it was robes, those were some fabulous ass robes.
Oh, they were fabulous, yes.
They all fluffed out, laying on the floor in a meditation class. That is what we love to see. I loved everything about them laying their ass on that floor.
Now the petty in me said Shamia ain't want to lay on that floor because she ain't want to fuck up her shortcut.
She would be the only one that would lay on the floor. Everybody else gonna get up with their head matted up.
Everybody that I know that got a shortcut be so protective of it. They be like, girl, I don't want to mess up my hair.
Let me tell you something.
Shortcut girls be
Shamia sitting up,
looking.
When I tell you that shit was funny to me, and then the lady up there describing if somebody's not making you feel safe, if you are not in a safe environment. So she was just wrapping that thing up, nodding, and so Shamia looking around. Bitch, I don't feel safe. Matter of fact, I don't. And so the way that's
the kind of shit I like, though. I like that.
I like that. That was.
Let's get it crunk.
That was pretty funny to me. I don't know, just seeing them laid out in their dresses, Shamia sitting up. I said if I was in production that day, I would have been cracking the fuck up. That's good. That was good.
Yeah, let's get.
I just hate what's going on with the girls. I hate to see friendships, go through hard times, and especially on camera. We went through that. Not to go down memory lane, child. So I just hate to see real friends going through real shit on camera. I feel like everybody can say Portia been looking like a whack ass friend, and so it is good to see them kind of talk about it. So, and then now Portia lying about where she was at the wedding, child, or why she didn't go to the wedding. And so when you get to tapping into topics like that, that's really deep. That is a tough topic. Like, I mean, even though Shamia had 2 damn weddings and Portia went to 1 out of 2, still, that's still like her best friend. So it's good that they're going to get to talk through these things, but I just hate to see a friendship go through such turmoil because they feel it. And then Shamia was on Watch What Happened Live last night, basically saying that they ain't doing this, they doing this. Like, they're separated. So right now the girls are off, and I hate to see it.
Yeah, a couple things. One, I caught Shamia when she said, Portia, if I knew you really wanted to go, I would have got you a ticket. I was like, oh, wait. Are you saying potentially at one point in time
Portia can get on
the real reason why Portia didn't want to go to the wedding, it had nothing to do with her neck or back. It had nothing to do with her sitting down on her crack. It had to do with her in the piggy bank. Was that what it was? I'm just saying. That was the question that popped up in my head when I heard Shamia say that. I mean, that is what popped up in my head. And I'm just sharing it with you.
And 150 other motherfuckers up here.
Yeah. So I caught that. Also, too, I was trying to dissect this moment, right? And be like, okay, who's right and who's wrong in this moment with Shamia and Portia? Okay. Was Shamia wrong for talking to the new girls about what has happened with her and Portia in the past? If the way it was put by whoever said it, I can't. It's so much he say, she say. This episode is I can't remember who said what, but I feel like somebody said what Angela, or it was Angela talking to Portia when she was saying her version of how she felt. Shamia said it to her, But then when you heard
tennis,
but then when you heard Shamia explain it, Shamia was just saying, she's saying things that has already been said publicly, or she's already said to Portia. She not thinking.
And that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say when Shamia's talking to the new girls, like, is she like running a business in T-Town, or is she like just expressing how sometimes Portia could possibly make her feel, how she could possibly feel overlooked, or is she like over there talking shit?
I don't think she's over there talking shit. I don't think she's over there talking shit.
You just feel like her feelings, she should have took her feelings for Portia instead of the new girls.
Damn, okay, how do I want to diagnose this? I do not believe Shamia was ever over the talking shit about Portia with those new girls. No. But I do think Shamia may have expressed how she felt that may not have been the most complimentary of her friendship with Portia, because again, Shamia is also trying to assert herself as her own person, so I can see her in a conversation with a new girl on this show who's coming to her, asking her about some shit between her and her friend that she's supposed to be the lapdog of. I can see Shamia saying, well, no, that's not what really happened, or this is how I truly feel, in an effort to show that she's not a lapdog to the new girl. I so see that happening. Like, I so see that being a natural thing that happens.
I can see that.
And in her doing so, I can see Shamia maybe venting or expressing feelings about her friendship with Portia or her experiences with Portia, which could translate to an Angela as her venting or talking about Portia, right?
I feel like the girls was waiting for a moment to kind of squeeze up in there.
Definitely.
And, try to, prod them two against each other. Or
yes.
Try to, put some mess in between them. So I feel like they were waiting for a moment. But at the same time, on Shamia's defense, I feel like she was going to have to talk about this anyway. So I guess we don't know what was said to the newbies, but I was like, somewhere down the line, she's going to have to talk about her being in the shadows of Portia for all these years anyway.
Yeah, she's going to have to. But then I also got to when Portia cried when Angela started relaying that to her. Like, I also got Portia in that moment. You
did?
Yeah, I did.
I thought Portia was in actress mode. I thought she turned it on.
She may have, and I thought so too, but I don't want to invalidate her feelings, so I'm just gonna go along with it. I'm just gonna go along with it.
I thought Portia had turned it on at that tennis court. I said, "Girl, you ain't been clocked in all season. I guess we're gonna give you this cry. Go ahead."
Let's just say that really hurt her feelings.
That she got that she heard that about her friend saying
yes.
That. I get that.
I think maybe, but then by that time, Angela had already took it back to Kelly that Portia started crying, and Kelly had already took it back to Shamia. So actually, by that point, and then Shamia thought that whatever Portia was crying about was her taking it as fact. So at that point, the girls had already got up in there.
Yeah, then I got up in there and then drove them and then wedged them apart.
Did you see how these hoes done did this?
That's why you have to go to the person, because girl, when you saw all the.
But it's like, even by the time Portia could even go to Shamia and say anything, it was too late. Angela had already went back to Kelly, and Kelly had already whispered to Shamia, because Shamia was like, well, however you reacted to Angela, that meant Shamia had already understood Portia's crying as Portia crying about it being truth and not necessarily Portia just having an emotional reaction. Right. Her feelings just being hurt. Portia could have been sad that, and I'm playing Portia's lawyer, but Portia could have been sad that, damn, my friend on this show, y'all trying to make it seem like I don't got her back. And I can see how that could hurt Portia's feelings if that's not what she truly wants to be presented about her in their friendship. I get it.
Let me ask you a question. I was reading online earlier today, and I saw someone ask a question I want to ask you. Do you feel like Portia is the type of friend where she can be the only star? Like, Portia can't have anybody around her, like, outshine her. So do you feel like Shamia coming onto the show? Because even Andy last night asked Shamia, do he think, like, some of Shamia's coming on the show drew their, begin to put a wedge in their friendship as well. So do you feel like Portia's the type of girl where...
And what does Shamia say?
I can't even remember Shamia's answer, but she was basically saying, like, I think this has always, like, been a thing, but I think she did say she went to Portia about it or something. I can't remember. I think she did say she went to Portia or something about some text messages was shown. I can't remember Shamia's answer, but that question last night.
Honestly... Honestly, and this is me, someone just said they've been a season 1, episode 1 watcher of Housewives. Yeah, I've seen so much of Housewife lore. No, I don't believe that about Portia. No, I feel like that's the easy narrative to go to. Because that's a dynamic we've seen before in the past. with Mariah and Quad and just other shows and other dynamics. But I don't think that's what's going on right here between Portia
Well, what
and
is going on?
Shamia.
Because it feel like it's so the things that they're dealing with can be talked about. I feel like it's some undersurface stuff that's going on that's making this small stuff bigger than what it is. Because I'm like, I don't see where they can't. They could have. I feel like they could have hugged it out and talked it out right there. Like, no, this was going on. They could have cleared up their friendship in front of the whole room and in front of the entire group. I feel like it started from Portia being late to her celebration with the car. That's when it started being fuzzy for the group, because if you're supposed to be her best friend, they expect you to like do things a certain way. So I feel like that for the girls, to me, is when the shit got started. For me, when I look back.
No, it got started before then, because clearly if feelings
about the wedding.
Right.
Yeah, you're
so, like it was started before then.
But
feel
for the
like
girls to see, though, I guess that's what I'm saying. They got all this under surface shit that we don't know about.
Yeah.
And the girls, for their own eyes, started like putting pieces together. Like,
yeah. I think honestly, what's going on between Portia and Shamia is the show not making things better. TV and entertainment. TV and entertainment. As someone who works in it, it makes even the most smartest people dumb as fuck. And I don't know what it is about the involvement of people watching, but like it makes people dumb. Like it makes humans not do human things. Like honestly, not bringing all this chasing shit up, right? But like
not bring it up, we're gonna bring it up.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna bring it up. I am, because I feel like it's a great example. But like, for example, all this shit that's going on, if there were no people involved, it either would just subside or people would pick up the phone and just talk about it. But because there's like an audience, it just draws things out. TV,
I will agree with you with
TV and people in comments and stuff like that makes the most human interactions, natural human interactions, a distant fantasy. So I feel like whatever Portia and Shamia are going through, that's like natural friendship shit, natural human shit. But I just think the presence of Housewives of Atlanta, the internet, the fame, the people, the conversations, the opinions being given of it all makes the naturalness not function the way it should.
Agreed.
Yeah.
When you got the cameras and everything's rolling, everything's hot, and the mics are on, and the feelings are up, it can be a lot sometimes.
I don't think Portia is jealous of Shamia, honestly, because they both grew up together as little girls. I'm not trying to be funny when I say this, but it's not like they grew up rich. They the money they have now, they didn't have then growing up. You know what I'm saying? Like, we both came up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, bitch, you may have $1 million and I got 10, but bitch, we both not around here sitting around here just with $20 in our pocket. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, bitch, we both then came up from sucking dick and shouting in church. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You don't remember Portia was trying to be a pastor?
Yeah. What? My mom, you took me 2 different places at the same time.
Because they was video vixens and they was trying to be in the church. They was out there in the video.
No video vixen.
To me, it wasn't no video vixen. No, she wasn't. Portia was. Excuse me. Portia was, and Portia was also an evangelist. But Shamia was also a cheerleader, and Shamia was a cheerleader.
Yo ass, and you know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about. I actually don't.
Let's get ready to wrap this up. Get your ass off this damn live.
Oh, you talking about?
Yeah, you was in the clouds.
Not giving a fuck what come out my mouth is crazy.
Girl, yeah. Well, get me off this live with you. Not giving a fuck. Girl, I'm done fighting with you, bitch. Girl. All right, guys, that's the Real Housewives of Atlanta episode 2. Get me off this live with you. My man cooking. Get back to my peace, bitch. You just in the clouds and
I don't know what you're talking about. You funny.
me either. But that was a good episode. Portia
great
Shanice,
episode.
wish y'all all the best from two people who have been down that road. It's not a fun road to go down, and nor is it a fun road to get back down. You know what? They're good. They've been childhood friends, so hopefully they can clear up all this internet bullshit. Because for real, it's just been getting worse and worse. I haven't seen Shamia deliver an answer the way she delivered last night until last night. For the most part, she's been keeping it kind of cute concerning her and Portia. But I don't know if last night's episode or what's behind the scenes been tugging at their friendship. But it's definitely not where it was. I hope I wish y'all all the best. Hope y'all can get that back going because it's nothing like a real friend. And this TV and internet shit gonna always be here. But when the lights go off, when the cameras go down, you're gonna miss your friend. For sure.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Well, that's all we got, folks.
That's all I got. Ain't got no more. Good episode. I'm waiting on Phaedra Parks, honey. I mean, this is a good episode. I'm glad Angela got it going, but we need more. I need more. Do you ever watch the after shows?
Q, I don't want to talk no more.
Yeah, all right, bye, bitch.
You just cussed me out and was like, bitch, I don't want to be on my bitch. You done killed the vibe for me.
Oh,
now.
you alert now?
Yeah, you just snatched me out the clouds. I don't want to talk no more.
Now I done snatched you out. Yeah, bitch, I had to snatch you out. Because a second ago, I just seen you just floating away. Bitch, come back. All right, girl.
Funny.
I'm just lying with you. I love you so much. I hope you have a great day. What you about to get into?
Oh, things.
All the things. Okay, well, have a beautiful Monday. Everybody in the chat, all the Q-tips. If you in the building, thank y'all for being here.
Yeah, 100 people. That's so cool.
Thank you for allowing me in the classroom once again. We got about, 13 more episodes of this.
Mm-hmm.
We at the halfway mark. We at episode 10, so 10 more episodes and 2 or 3-part reunion. So,
yeah.
I'll see y'all in the classroom again next week. Same time, same place.
Yeah, I love you.
I'll have my audio working by next week.
Yes, I love you guys. I love you too, Q. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, jump down in the comments and let us know what you thought about the things shared here today. And until next time, my friends, be sure to pray and Kegel, okay? Bye.
Everybody go. Everybody go. Everybody go.
But it's better celebrate. Play it one time, you gon' play again and again. Come one, come all,